Hi guys, I wanted to show you what materials I used to study for the exam. The first book is the textbook, the second book is a reference manual, and then I also printed out the downloadable study guide and I put it in a binder that made it easier for me to use. Hi everyone, my name is Denny and this is my very first vlog ever for my brand new blog, Denny's Journey. And this vlog will be about what I'm doing to get my group exercise certification with AFAA. So I just prepared a list of questions that I wanted to know when I first decided to get my group exercise certification. And so I'll have some answers for you. And so just FYI, I hate super long videos, so I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible. So let's get started. Okay, first question, why did I decide to become a certified group exercise instructor? I didn't start with this exam. I am licensed to teach Zumba Basic 1 and Zumba Gold, and that came about because when I go to the gym, I only go to the group exercise classes. If I have to go and think of my own exercises and do it, I'm not going to the gym, or I'm just gonna sit there. It's not gonna happen. So I've been going to group exercise classes for years. And so when I was in a Zumba class, a friend that I'd met and made in my class, she was like, oh, why don't you teach Zumba? And I was like, girl, what? I don't teach Zumba. So I thought about it, and something that she said was, you're going to class every day, you're doing, why not just get paid for what you're doing already anyway? So I thought about it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of smart. So I went ahead and got my license to teach Zumba in January of this year, 2016. And my Zumba Gold, I think I got in March, but I'm gonna make a separate vlog post about that. And so in both my basic one and my gold trainings, people were like, oh, it's good to still have your group exercise certification for various reasons, including just you learn more about the body and anatomy and kinesiology, stuff like that. So I was like, why not? So that leads me to my second question, is why did I choose AFAA? So I only really knew about AFAA and ACE, and the gym that I was going to, everyone who I spoke to, they were certified with AFAA. So I was like, well, if I want to teach here, I don't have to be certified with anything else. And then so that's the first reason. And the second reason was that AFAA was a cheaper option. So they had a BOGO event, or they always have discount this, discount that going on. So they had a buy one course get one free. So I was able to get my personal training course along with my group exercise certification course, and I paid for the personal training course and then got the group exercise certification course for free. So, and then I remember I called ACE because I think ACE is technically a little bit more reputable, and I asked them, I was like, oh, do you guys price match? And they were like, no. Basically you get a discount if you're in the military, which I'm not. So I went with AFAA. So coming to my third question, what is the test about? What are the topics? How is it, what's the test about? So when I have my notes here, and just as a caveat, they recently changed this year the requirement for the practical portion, which before you had to, I didn't do this, I can't really speak too much on it, but I just know that you had to show a move and show a few modifications for it. And so they got rid of that. And so I remember when I was talking to people about it, I heard a lot of people say oh, they have this Apex weekend that they only offer twice a year, and it's really cheap, and you can, you just study beforehand, and then it's a group review course, and they're like, oh, hint, hint, this is what you need to know. So, you know, your ears perk up. And then you take the exam there, and then you do your practical, and then you just wait and find out your result. I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm like Googling, like Apex weekend, everywhere I go, all the links are broken. So I finally called them, and I'm like, what happened to your Apex weekend? And they're like, oh, we don't do that anymore. And I was like, oh. And so, yeah, they got rid of that this year, and I think it has something to do, and I don't know, but they also like merged with NASM, which is like, so AFAA stands for the, just check on my notes, the Aerobics and Fitness Association of America, and NASM is like the National Association of Sports Medicine or something like that. And NASM, my understanding is like it's like the parent of, I don't know, it's just supposed to be really good. So I do think it was a good merger for AFAA, and so I think because of that there'll also be like more changes to just like the programming and like how, like what people have to do to become certified. I think more of those changes are to come. And so I also asked like another reason, like why did they get rid of the practical component, and one person, you know, like a representative said that like depending on the gym, they require the modalities, like they have their own requirements for their modalities. So like Zumba, like they want you to teach Zumba a certain way, or a gym may be like, you know, this is how we do our boot camp classes. So that made sense to me. So the test is 14 videos. The video lectures, they range from like 15 minutes to like 50 minutes. And then you have, the course comes with a downloadable self-study guide. The study guide unfortunately doesn't really follow along with the video lectures, and so after a while I just kind of got frustrated and just filled it out on my own, and that took me forever, but it was too much. And then sample questions, so this kind of sucks. Sample questions, which I didn't know, they only have 30 sample questions, and so those 30 sample questions are your practice exam. And that's a problem because the exam is 100 questions. And so when I realized this, I called them and I was like, why do I only have 30 questions? Like, is there like a bank with more questions? Like, what's going on? And the guy was like, oh no, it's, you know, just use your study guide, and you have your 30 practice questions. I was like, but the exam is 100 questions. Like, I can't even like time myself with the 100 questions. You didn't even give me a set of 100 questions. And he was like, oh yeah. So I was like, okay, that's my fault for not having done the research. So that really sucks. So I think it's really stupid because once you finish the 30 questions and you get whatever, you know, percentage right and whatever percentage incorrect, then that's it. So whatever. And then you have to schedule your test online. You take it online, and they have like some proctor you or something like program, and you have to like take a picture of yourself, like, so you have to have a webcam, I'm assuming. My computer already has one, so I don't know if you have a computer that doesn't have one, how that's gonna work. And they say schedule at least a week out. The test comes with the price of the course, and so if you schedule it less than a week or 72 hours, they charge you a $5 fee, which, you know, isn't that bad. Because I remember when I scheduled it, it was like 3 o'clock, and they're like, oh, you can take your test in 54 minutes, like at 4. So if you got like an awesome job or something and you need to take the test like ASAP, you can definitely do that. And then you also, so this is kind of conflicting information, and I wasn't playing with it, but online it says that you have to have like your CPR, AED, first aid certification, like you have to show proof, like here's the proof. And if you don't, that you have to reschedule. But in the study guide, it's just like, well, if you don't have it when you take the test, that you have to submit it to them, and then you won't get your, like if you pass, you won't get your results or your like actual certification card until they receive your CPR AED. So just quick recap. 14 video lectures ranging from 15 minutes to 50 minutes. Downloadable study guide, 30 practice questions that constitute their practice exam. schedule the exam a week out. Make sure you have your CPR AED first aid certification, and I got mine through the Red Cross. And they don't accept online certification, so I had to like go in on a Saturday and do it, but that wasn't that big of a deal. So topics that they cover are anatomy, exercise physiology, nutrition, kinesiology. So basically they teach you about bone flexion and extension. They teach you about like different muscles. They teach you how to calculate like your heart rate, your training heart rate reserve, maximum heart rate. They teach you like choreography, how to set up your choreography. I didn't think that part was that helpful. I just feel like it's, if you have any sense of rhythm, I don't know. I just don't think you could learn choreography via a book. And they have one lecture about it, so that's just my personal opinion. They also teach you about like injury prevention. That was really helpful. Just different things. So they do touch on a lot of stuff. So the video lectures, they were definitely helpful. The course does not come with a book, and the book was like $80. I don't remember, to be honest. But they say you don't need a book. I think you need a book. Like I said, I'll have a subsequent video that'll let you know, and I'll tell you kind of like what was on the test, what you like really need to know, what if you like forget about it, or you don't have time to get to it, or you like don't really understand it, like not to worry about it. And yes, those are the topics. And so next question. Okay, so that's about it. I hope I answered some of your burning questions, but if you have any more, feel free to leave them below, and look out for my next video where I talk about how my exam went, all that. I don't even know what to expect. I'm just gonna, my test is at 8:45 p.m. on July 25th after work, so I'm gonna be at my computer ready to go. So I'll let you know how it goes, keeping my fingers crossed. One last thing, I don't know if I mentioned this. So they also say this to give yourself 30 days to study. Today is the 24th of July, so I actually purchased my course 2 months ago exactly, May 24th. But I didn't really start studying hard body until after 4th of July. So like I was like, watch the lecture here and there, but I didn't really start studying until after 4th of July. So it's probably been a solid 2 weeks. So fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes, and I will see you next week.